Hello everyone, let's talk more about yellow herbs in Resident Evil 4 Remake. As usual, spoilers ahead and timestamps are in the description. Yellow herbs are used to increase Leon's maximum health, but unlike the original Resident Evil 4 game, you cannot use any of them to increase Ashley's health. So then, what is the point of yellow herbs once Leon's maximum health has reached the limit? Well, it may be tempting to sell them to the merchant for 3,000 credits, but it is much better to hold on to them because yellow herbs also improve the recovery effect of other herbs. This effect becomes more noticeable later in the game when Leon has extra health. So, there is actually a difference between the healing effect of a green and red herb combo as compared to a combination of yellow, green, and red herbs. As you can see from the video, Leon's health is at a minimum, and if I use a green and red herb combo, then it will heal most of Leon's health, but there will be a small portion that is still missing. However, if I use a yellow, green, and red combo, then it will completely heal Leon's health. So it is more effective to heal with a green, red, and yellow combo, and you can get an increase to the maximum health if it is not capped yet. The same thing is true for a green and yellow combo as compared to just a single green herb. Likewise for 2 greens plus yellow as compared to just 2 green herbs. Therefore, if you have spare yellow herbs, do not always sell it to the merchant. Yes, you can get 10,000 credits for selling a combination of red, green, and yellow herbs, but I think it is better to keep it as a full recovery item. Interestingly, this improvement in healing is not clearly stated in the game description. Okay, here are some additional information related to this topic. You can find yellow herbs throughout the game, from chapter 1 until chapter 15. Most of the time, they're easy to obtain, but sometimes they can be hidden away in optional areas of the game. So, sidetracking and exploring extra sections on the map is important if you want to collect them all. Unfortunately, you cannot use yellow herbs just by themselves, and they must be mixed with other herbs before they can be consumed. You can actually still use them even when combined with just a red herb. Also, the amount of extra health that is increased varies depending on what the herbs are combined with. So if you combine the yellow herb with red plus green, you can increase the maximum health more than just combining a yellow and a green herb. The effect on Leon's maximum health from a red, green, yellow combo is similar to consuming the rhinoceros beetle, which is another hidden item that can be found in the game. You can only combine a maximum of 3 herbs, so it is not possible to have a mixture of 3 greens plus a yellow herb. It is also not possible to mix together multiple yellow herbs. Other forbidden combinations are 2 reds and 2 greens plus a red herb. Another interesting note here is that there is also a difference between the healing effect of a first aid spray as compared to a green and red combo. In RE4 Remake, the first aid spray heals Leon completely and works much like a mixture of green, red, and yellow herbs. Except, of course, the first aid spray does not increase Leon's maximum health. In fact, in different Resident Evil games, herb combinations do not always have the same effect. For example, in Resident Evil 2 Remake, the mixture of green, red, and blue herbs provides full healing and also gives your character damage resistance and poison immunity for a short period of time. In RE3 Remake, similar to traditional Resident Evil games, green plus red combos are almost interchangeable with first aid sprays for health recovery. However, in Resident Evil Village, there is only the first aid spray, which partially simplifies the healing system in that game. Overall, Resident Evil 4's healing system is rather unique compared to other Resident Evil games. Aside from the herb combinations, there are also many different food items that can be used to heal damage, and their recovery effects are all slightly different. This does complicate the healing system in the game. Nevertheless, it gives the opportunity for the player to pick and choose which item to use and when to use them. It also forces the player to consider which recovery items or what resources to pick up when the inventory becomes full. Further to this, the game will prioritize dropping healing items if Leon's health is very low and also if he does not have any healing items in the inventory. So, you can take advantage of this RNG effect by having really low health before breaking any item crates. But make sure to send any first aid sprays to the typewriter storage box before doing this. Anyway, I know that I have previously uploaded a similar video on this topic, but I have decided to re-record the audio in a different format and to fix some of the mistakes that I have made before. I hope this time it is better. Again, thanks everyone for watching. Bye bye.